Hey Dan, welcome to the KP San Francisco office. Really great to see you here.
Thanks for having me. I'm the CEO of Chainguard, and we're building a safe source for open source.
Dan, can you walk us through a little bit about just the origin story and how Chainguard got its start?
So I worked at Google for about 10 years with my co-founders. We worked on all different things from the first Google Cloud products to Google's core security infrastructure. And I got pretty paranoid about open source when open source first started to rise, and Google didn't have a great story for how to secure it on the public cloud side. Google had amazing internal technology and automation for secure build systems and stuff like that they developed internally. But when Docker and Kubernetes and public cloud started to grow up, none of those same security controls existed anymore. So I got pretty worried about the problem, and I kept working on it, and nobody really cared for a while until the attack on SolarWinds at the end of 2020 happened. And then it was kind of this wake-up moment where everybody in the industry was panicking about this area of security that had been around for a while, but it was neglected. I kept trying to convince my co-founder, Matt, to come back to Google. He took some time off during the pandemic. And one day he finally texted me saying he was ready to work again, but instead of coming back to Google, we should quit and start a company. So I said, all right, and we quit and started Chainguard that weekend.
And what does it mean to be the safe source for open source?
Open source has been around forever. It's been around for like 40 years. But it's only really reached ubiquity in modern enterprises that care about security and compliance in the last 5 or 10 years or so. Open source is free to use. It's really easy in a lot of ways, but it turns out it's actually hard to use it if you care about security or compliance. It's written by anyone on the internet, which is awesome, but it's also terrifying if you spend any time on the internet. Not everyone on there is a nice person. And so we kind of fill that gap. We give people a safe source for all the open source that they want to use.
I've heard you describe it as free like a puppy, not free like beer.
Yes.
Because you actually have to take care of said puppy, just like you have to take care of the open source software that ends up in your product.
Yes, a free puppy sounds fun until you realize you have to pick up the poop and take it outside.
So your customers love Chainguard. How much of the strategy of Chainguard has been co-created with your customers?
A lot of it. We partnered closely with our customers as they started using the product to how they're using it to think of more ways for them to get value out of it. The core product strategy has been the same the whole time. We're trying to build a safe source for open source, but we learned a lot on how they use the open source, which features they need added to it to make it easier, and how they roll it out across their teams.
And how much of the evolution in AI has evolved Chainguard as a company?
AI has changed software quite a bit in just the last few years. On one hand, it's more people writing more code faster. That's changed the way open source projects work. That's also changed the way companies use open source. We're trying to leverage it as much as we can internally to help our teams go faster. A lot of our developers use IDE plugins and things like that. But it's still early days, and we're still paying attention.
You recently released several new products at Chainguard Assemble, your annual conference for customers. Can you talk a little bit about some of the releases?
So up until today, our core products have been our Chainguard Images product, where we sell hardened zero CVE container images. It was a great place to start because containers are everywhere. They're a nice form factor, and they're a nice way to package up a running application that we can sell and test and kind of deliver to our customers. But it's only one part of the way that people use open source. The two new products we announced are Chainguard Libraries, where we're doing that same thing, but at the library level, and we started with Java. So we have a hardened version of the entire Java ecosystem. So kind of some of the same guarantees you get for security and a trusted supply chain that we do for our containers product for all of Java. The other product we announced was Chainguard VMs. So VMs are running underneath all container infrastructure. They're running everywhere in modern stacks. And so we added a Linux kernel, and now all of the same benefits you get for our container product, you can get for virtual machines as well. So we kind of moved down the stack with Chainguard VMs and up the stack into people's applications with Chainguard libraries.
What about building Chainguard has surprised you the most?
I think the part that surprised me the most personally is how much I enjoy the sales process. My background is engineering. I'd never done any sales. My only experience with sales was all the people cold calling me, trying to sell me term life insurance, and it seemed like a terrible, brutal process that I wanted nothing to do with. But I really enjoy working with our customers. I enjoy working with the sales team. We have a product that we believe in. I think that helps a lot. But it surprised me how much I enjoy that part of the business.